Hello everyone and welcome back. In this episode, we'll pick up where we left off. We're going to finish setting up the control rig in Blender. We've already generated all the controls in previous steps and placed them in their correct positions. But the controls haven't been linked to the bones yet. So now, we're going to add various IK constraints to the bones, as well as damp track constraints. Our ultimate goal is to control the bones directly using the controls. For better visibility, I've hidden all the bones that aren't relevant to the setup, leaving only the parts we need to work on, because when Kinich performs, he plays the keyboard while standing up. So his feet don't need to move. That's why I won't be demonstrating the foot setup. If you do need to set them up, the principle is exactly the same. If you're already comfortable with a different rigging system, you can still use it. Just make sure our control chain doesn't conflict with it. Alright, enough chat. Let's start with the arms. For the arm, we'll be controlling these two bones, so it's a two-joint IK chain. Select the end bone and add an IK constraint to it. Its target should be the left-hand control. It should be controlled by HL. And its pole target for the bend direction should be HPL. Oh, I didn't have pose position turned on. No wonder it wasn't moving. I had it set to rest position. Let's switch it to pose position. After switching, you'll see it's all twisted up. We need to adjust the chain length. Set it to the correct length, too. Now it's working properly. Let's take a look at the results. Now we can use the control to move the arm. For easier control, let's move HPL a bit further back. Now we can use HPL to control the bend direction. I also want HL to control the rotation of the hand. Right now it can't. So how do we fix that? Let's go in and find the hand bone, and add a copy rotation constraint to it. Make it copy HLS rotation. This way, we can both control the hand's rotation and control the arm's movement with it. That's how the left arm works. The right arm is the same, so I won't repeat myself. The logic is identical. Next up are the fingers. Let's start with the thumb. We need to add an IK constraint to the end bone. Do you remember the numbering for the thumb? The left pinky is 0. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So the thumb should be 4. Let's find cell. Its pole target should be for L pole. And the IK chain length is 3, because finger bones only have 3 joints. After setting that up, let's check the results. Find the left thumb control. We need to adjust the bend direction. Let's move the pole target out. Move it to roughly this position. Once the pole target is adjusted, its position won't need to change anymore. Because it's a child of the hand, it will follow the hand's movement. The index finger is the same. Let's add the IK constraint. The number should be 3. The pole target is also 3. The IK chain length is 3. OK. Let's move the pole target out, otherwise the orientation will be wrong. Let's adjust the pole position until the finger's orientation looks correct. Actually, there's a better way. We can adjust the pole angle instead. Let's place the pole target right here, and then adjust the pole angle. This makes it much more intuitive. The bend direction will point toward the pole target. Setting the pole angle to 90 degrees does the trick perfectly. From now on, we can leave the pole target alone. We'll only need to adjust the finger controls from here on. The same goes for the other fingers. Next, let me go over the upper body controls. We need to go from here, here, and here. I 3-joined IK chain in total. ADD on IK constraint to the end bone. The upper body is controlled by head CTRL. It also needs a pole target. Its pole target is the looker control, which is the character's direction control. Let's count the IK chain length. 1, 2, 3. 3 joints. The orientation is definitely off. No worries. Let's first place the looker control in front of the character. There we go. Now the character should face this direction. Now let's go into the IK constraint and adjust the angle. Let's try 90 degrees. Perfect. 90 degrees is correct. Now we can use looker to control the character's orientation. The upper body follows along. We still want head control to handle the character's head rotation. Our goal is simple, to make the character look directly at the looker target. So we also need to add a damp track constraint. We don't need this copy rotation constraint. The damp track constraint alone will suffice. Now we need to change the axis. The y-axis definitely won't work. We should use the z-axis. There we go. Now by moving the looker control, we can change both the body's and the head's orientation at the same time. So the upper body control chain is done. The control chain in Blender is relatively simple. I'll finish setting up the rest of the control chain. I'll speed things up, since it's all the same operations. Alright, the entire control rig is essentially fully set up now. Of course, we can also configure some additional things. For example, this arm bound originally has twist bounds in it. Let me hide the main bound. We can tweak these smaller twist bounds. Like here. This copy rotation constraint directly copies the rotation value from the hand's y-axis. We can adjust the influence parameter. Here it's set to 1.0. Here we consider to 0.8. Here we consider to 0.6. And then here. Copy the constraint over. Here we consider to 0.4. Set it to 0.2. The result is that when the left hand rotates, the rotation propagates gradually along the arm. You can choose to add this if you want. If you find it too much trouble, not adding it is no big deal. Its purpose is to make the overall motion look more natural. Alright, that's everything set up. We can now easily control the character's hands, as well as their orientation. Also, when the hands move, the character's body follows along. Because even though the looker control itself doesn't move, its parent, mid hand, is determined by the position of both hands. So changes in hand position will also change the character's orientation. And that's the entire control rig. Alright, that wraps up this episode. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next one.